Welcome to Court Private Affairs, a gripping, character-driven drama originally written as a TV series, now adapted into this immersive audiobook experience exclusively for YouTube, written by Michael Liverpool. This isn't just a story, it's a world filled with private investigators who wear designer suits, drive luxury cars, and dig deep into the scandals, secrets, and betrayals hidden behind power and privilege. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Michael Liverpool's Court.
Scene 1. The Bar Game. The lounge was opulence without arrogance. Jazz melodies drifting beneath soft lighting, velvet booths lined in charcoal gray, and bartenders in crisp vests who remembered your drink before you sat down. Every detail in the place whispered luxury to those who understood it. Soft leather menus, rare whiskey collections, and servers who only approached when summoned. In one of the back booths, beneath a warm gold pendant light, sat Johnny Donnelly and Benjamin King, two black men in their early 30s who wore money with intention, not excess. Johnny was polished elegance. Custom navy suit, slim fit, with monk-strap loafers that reflected the bar lights just enough. His skin was rich mahogany, his haircut razor-precise. The gold band on his pinky was subtle, vintage. His presence? Quiet thunder. Benjamin, in contrast, was flair with refinement. His charcoal blazer hugged his broad shoulders, paired with designer slacks and loafers that gleamed like a confession. His beard was sharp, salt-kissed with pepper, and his smile held a devil's charm backed by Ivy League wit. Across the room, she stood out even in a place built to impress. Curvaceous, radiant, and clearly used to turning heads, she wore a red silk dress like it was painted on. Her dark bronze skin glowed under the lights, and her waist-length curls bounced with every calculated movement. She hadn't looked at them yet, but both men knew she had noticed them. Twice. "God damn," Benjamin muttered, sipping from a crystal tumbler of hibiki. Johnny didn't glance up. "You sound like a preacher seeing sin for the first time." "I'm just appreciating God's creativity," Johnny smirked. "You gonna appreciate her respectfully?" Benjamin leaned in. "I'm trying, but that dress is weaponry." Johnny finally looked, just long enough to study her posture, her confidence, the slight way she hid her wedding ring in her clutch. "She's bored," Johnny said, "and married. Probably not in that order." Benjamin raised a brow. "So what's the move?" "I'm going in with the truth," Benjamin blinked. "The truth? Tonight? In Yorkdale Lounge?" Johnny finished his drink and stood. "A woman like that's been lied to by ballers, brokers, and pastors. Truth might be the only thing she hasn't heard." Benjamin laughed. "All right then, go give her a piece of the gospel." He approached slowly, not with hunger but with poise. The lounge music shifted into something bass-heavy, and Johnny moved in time with the rhythm of the room. When he slid onto the bar stool beside her, it was like he belonged there. "I think I've got exactly what'll impress you," he said. She arched a brow without turning. "Do you now? Let me know when I'm wrong." Now she looked. She was stunning up close. Late 20s, possibly early 30s, cheekbones for days, and lashes that fluttered more out of control than intention. "Go on," she said. Johnny leaned in, voice low but warm. "I drive a sleek 4-door that I paid off 6 months early. I own a 2-bedroom condo with real hardwood, not that laminate mess. I've got a business that pays me to be curious and discreet. And, this one's my best line, I'm not here to impress you." She smiled. "That's different." He slid a gold-embossed card across the bar. Black ink. Minimalist. "Call me if you're tired of lies," he said, standing up. "Wait," she called. He glanced back, her gaze still on him. "What's your name?" He grinned. "Johnny." Back at the booth, Benjamin was swirling his drink. "How'd it go?" Johnny adjusted his blazer, then reached for a fry. "Well enough." "Did you quote Drake?" "Nope." "Good. She looked like she'd sue you for cliché." They both laughed and stood, brushing crumbs off their trousers. As they exited, Johnny turned for one last look. She was still watching him. Scene 2. The setup. They parked in the underground garage of Johnny's building, a sleek condo high-rise with black glass windows and a 24-hour concierge. The Tesla's dashboard screen dimmed as Benjamin tossed an empty takeout box into the back seat. "Man, I still say Shaft had more game than Bond," Benjamin said, adjusting the Cartier watch on his wrist. Johnny chuckled, unlocking the elevator with a touch of his key card. "You're really stuck on that?" Shaft didn't need a MI6 salary or a 6-figure gadget budget. Shaft walked into the room and women just knew. Yeah, Johnny replied, and then Shaft walked out broke. The elevator doors opened into Johnny's floor. Clean marble tiles, soft track lighting, and tasteful local art on the walls. As they stepped out, Johnny's phone buzzed. He glanced down. Private number. He answered immediately, tone shifting. Smooth, but a little amused. Hey, yeah, I know the place. That's near the strip with the pizza joint, right? A pause. Then he shot Benjamin a knowing glance. She wants to meet. Benjamin smirked. Call Frank. Let's get the wires ready. The hotel was modern minimalist. Glass and cream stone with automated everything. Johnny took the elevator to the penthouse level, straightening his collar as he stepped into the hallway. At the end, room 1803 waited, door slightly ajar, soft music drifting out. He knocked. She opened it. Pam. Same red dress from the bar, though now it was replaced by a silk robe that matched the lighting. Warm gold, glowing against her mocha skin. You're early, she said. I like to be on time for things worth it. She stepped aside, motioned him in. The suite was quiet elegance, floor-to-ceiling windows, a velvet couch by the fireplace, and a bottle of Bordeaux breathing on the table beside two crystal glasses. Everything said she was serious about creating an experience. Have a seat, she purred, disappearing into the bedroom. I'm just slipping into something more honest. Johnny sat on the edge of the couch, eyes scanning the room. Everything was perfect, too perfect. Pam returned in black lingerie and nothing else. She walked toward him like temptation and routine had become one. I assume you're thirsty, she said. Johnny smiled. Not anymore. They kissed, brief, controlled. Then Johnny pulled back. She blinked. Something wrong? Oh no, he said, standing. Just time to let you know how screwed you are. The door burst open. Frank stormed in, a man in his early 50s, graying at the temples, but still built like he benched his grief every morning. Benjamin followed, phone recording, face unreadable. Pam froze. Frank! You cheated on me, he hissed, voice tight. You threw away everything. Benjamin stepped between them. Easy, we're not here to make a scene. Johnny nodded. Just a clean ending, the way rich folks like it. Frank looked at Pam with something between pity and rage. I've called the attorney, you'll get nothing. Benjamin lifted an eyebrow. At least let her keep the robe. Velvet's hard to come by. Frank turned. The rest of the payment will be wired by Monday, just go. Pam whispered, You used me. Johnny stepped toward the door, his back straight. No, you made yourself available, I just made it useful. Back in Benjamin's Tesla, Johnny sat in silence. You good? Benjamin asked. Johnny exhaled, loosening his collar. She was fine, just not worth what she cost. Benjamin chuckled, then suddenly pointed to the window. What's that? Johnny turned. Whack! Water bottle to the ribs. Childish, Johnny muttered, groaning. Benjamin smiled. Truth hurts. Scene 3. The Double Life. Benjamin's condo was perched on the 12th floor of a new development in the city's vibrant West End. A modern glass and steel building with skyline views, concierge service, and underground parking. Inside, his unit was warm and contemporary. Polished hardwood floors, custom LED lighting, and art that actually meant something. He entered quietly, slipping out of his jacket as he walked through the foyer into the open-concept living room. On the couch, curled up in an oversized hoodie and wrapped in a plush throw, was Chantel, his fiancée. Her skin glowed even in sleep, rich and smooth like fresh coffee, her long locks spilling over the throw pillow as she breathed softly beneath the flicker of a classic black-and-white movie playing on the TV. Benjamin smiled. He loved coming home to her. She was grounding. He bent down, brushed his lips gently across her temple. She stirred. Then, without warning, smack! Chantel jolted upright, hitting him with a throw pillow in a fury he hadn't earned, at least not in the last 12 hours. You have some nerve coming up in here in the middle of the night! Benjamin dodged the next pillow and raised both hands. Whoa, baby, it's me. I know it's you and you missed movie night again. You promised me popcorn and pillows and I got Netflix and neglect. Benjamin reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a bright red bag of her favorite organic gummy bears, Mango Peach. She paused, eyed the bag. Her face softened like butter on a warm biscuit. You remembered? He nodded, chest still rising from the adrenaline. Her tone dropped several octaves. Aww. She took the gummies from his hand like they were flowers, then squinted. But you still missed movie night. Benjamin laughed and slid beside her on the couch. I had to work. Real job, real consequences. She curled into his side, half forgiving, half annoyed. "You could have texted." "I did." She pulled out her phone. "You sent a thumbs up emoji." He winced. It was a tired thumbs up. The two of them sat on the couch as the movie played. Benjamin kicked off his shoes and loosened his tie. Chantel offered him a gummy. He accepted. She smacked his hand. "That's your last one." "I bought the whole damn bag. And I forgave you. We're even." He laughed and put an arm around her. "You know, my mom and I were looking at wedding dresses today," Chantel said after a long pause. Benjamin smirked. "Yeah? What kind?" "The kind that doesn't get picked because the groom is out playing private eye with his best friend instead of helping me choose between cream and ivory." Benjamin leaned in, his voice soft. "You want me involved in every detail?" "I want to feel like you care." He kissed her temple. "I care. From our first dance to the floral arrangements." She smiled into his shoulder. "All right then, what's the song?" "My Lady Soul, The Temptations, Final Answer." Chantel squinted. "Lucky guess." He squeezed her waist. "Baby, I know all of it. You're my forever." She nodded. "You better believe it." They sat for a beat. Then Chantel leaned back and raised an eyebrow. "So, this woman you were following tonight, did you see her naked?" Benjamin blinked. "Come on, really?" "I want to know." He sighed. "Just lingerie. She came out wearing black lace and entitlement." Chantel narrowed her eyes. "Did you stare?" "I evaluated the scene like any trained investigator would." "Did you stare?" He hesitated. "Maybe a glance." She clapped him with the throw pillow again. "I'm just doing my job," he laughed. "And if your job ever involves a bedroom, you'll come home missing your equipment," she said calmly. Benjamin swallowed hard. Message received. Meanwhile, across town, Johnny entered his two-bedroom condo, an elegant unit overlooking the city's east skyline. The space was tastefully modern, all clean lines, rich wood accents, and framed black and white portraits of old jazz legends. He dropped his keys on the kitchen island and kicked off his suede loafers. On the couch, Carrie, his younger sister, was watching a true crime docuseries with the volume low and a blanket wrapped around her like a cocoon. She raised a brow without turning. "How was work, Big Pimpin'?" Johnny rolled his eyes. "Don't start." "She was great," Carrie said, smiling. "Ate all her dinner, no complaints." Johnny walked over to the hallway and poked his head into his daughter's room. Maya was fast asleep, cuddled with her plush elephant. He smiled, then walked back into the living room. "She get her treat?" "Of course." He narrowed his eyes. "What was it?" "Just cheesecake." Johnny folded his arms. "How much?" Carrie hesitated. "Enough to throw up, so technically none." Carrie. "She said please, and I folded. I'm weak for her big brown eyes." "She's lactose intolerant." "Yeah, that was the other thing I forgot." Johnny sighed. "You staying over?" "You got streaming and strong Wi-Fi. I'm here till brunch." He shook his head and headed for the shower. Carrie called after him. "I'm watching Goodfellas, then Casino, then maybe Scarface." He groaned down the hallway. "You let her quote Scarface to Maya, and I'm changing the Wi-Fi password." Carrie grinned. "Cockroach!"
If you're enjoying the experience so far, don't forget to click that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk characters, plot twists and theories. Subscribe to stay updated on every new chapter. Stay tuned for the next part of our 4-part episode.